Nerp, what are you painting today? Oh, that's too bad. I know they had really high hopes for going pretty far and getting that $600. Okay, gonna go back in now with that dark blue, and we're gonna go put a nice little line right along the underside here to make it look actually like a collar. Um, there we go. I'm gonna have to clean up the black on those buckles, but that's okay. You guys, I hit 100 followers on Twitter or on Twitch today. That is insane to me. That is insane to me. That is celebration worthy. Okay. Yeah, that looks nice. That looks really nice. Let's clean up that black on her buckles there. Okay, so what else do we have left? I've got to do the silver on the buckles. I've got to do her sword, which, since I'm going to be doing non-metallic metal, we're going to paint that straight black. Gotta paint her whip still. At some point we're gonna have to do a shading wash to pull out some of these wrinkles and stuff. Welcome back, Selena! I am still here and painting. Oh, I need to put the, I need to put her crescent moons on. I also need to line the top of her hat in silver. That's going to be a... I don't know, I think we're gonna do that like one of the final things. Yeah, I've been making steady progress. I mean, these Hero Forge minis paint pretty quick. Um, I need to clean up some of this white still around her coat, so we're gonna go ahead and do that now. How was dinner or lunch with ex-mother-in-law, Selena? They really are. They are very, very, very sturdy. A lot better than the ultra high detail plastic. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff to do in DC from what I understand. If I ever go to DC, I want to visit Gallaudet, the Deaf College. So where's that area that I just saw? Oh, right there. Oops. That off there. Okay. Now let's try this again. Using the side of my brush. There we go. That's a lot better. Right. Not a fun place, but educational. Yeah, I mean, I drove through Washington D.C. when I was a truck driver. I drove through D.C. and Maryland. All right, we are going to take. There are some, like her cross guard here. I'm not sure how well you can see that. There's a little dot there, and there's a little dot on the bottom here. We're going to turn those into sapphires. And then there's also one at the pommel here. So yeah, we're going to turn those into sapphires. And I'm going to paint those dark blue to start. All right, and finally the pommel. Yeah, I really want to go to Gallaudet. That is the only undergraduate university for strictly deaf undergraduates. So in order to get admitted into the school, you have to be deaf or hard of hearing. Unless you are going back for a graduate degree, master's or doctorate or whatever. Oops. You're legit, Nerp. You are legit. You got primer on your hands. Um, but yeah, if you're going back for a master's degree or a doctorate, you can be a hearing individual and get into Gallaudet. Otherwise, if you're in an undergraduate program, you have to be deaf or hard of hearing. Okay, so one of the other things that we're going to do here too is I'm going to do a blue pattern around the handle here. There's segments. Okay, and we're going to go blue on the bottom on these bands on her boots as well. Yeah, I think the gray plastic minis are a little bit larger too than the ultra high detail plastic minis were. They certainly feel larger. Oh yeah, the gray plastic mini is a lot larger than the ultra high detail plastic. Oops. That explains why I was able to get so much more detail onto Liberty than on previous minis. Because I know when I was trying to do these boots before, it was a pain in the butt. Yeah, Selena, the wait is definitely going to be worth it. Um, I still have one more gray plastic mini coming from Hero Forge. Should be here about the middle of the month. Unfortunately, though, that project is a secret project, so I will not be doing a painting stream of that one. I might do a recording of it and release the video after the fact, after I get um, confirmation that the person that it is intended for has received it and gives me the okay to post that video. Okay, so there are the stripes on her boots. And we're actually going to do some highlighting on those once I start getting into the highlight stage, which I'm about to get into here. Oops, let's see. How do I get to that section there? Um, to be honest, Nerp, I have no idea about the resculpting potential of this gray plastic mini. Being that it is a 3D printed mini, I'm not sure how well you can see. Um, like if you look in the wood grain here, you can see the actual layers. And if you look at her boot, you can see the layers where the mini was reprinted or where the mini was printed. Um, so those striations are super fine. Those striations are super fine, but they are still there. So I don't know what the resculpt possibility is going to be. Again, it's not an injection molded plastic. It is a 3D printed plastic. And for me personally, at 30 bucks a pop, I wouldn't even want to attempt. All right. I think it's time to get some silver going. Actually, I should probably do the silver last. All right. Then, let's see. She's going to have dark blue along the bottom edge of her hat. That dark blue isn't showing up at all. So we're going to go probably one step up from that. Which I've got deep. I've got Blick matte acrylic. Just cut the bottom of their guitar off and green stuff the custom one that the character wants, rather than attempting to sculpt it out of the existing material. Now, there was somebody on the Hero Forge stream recently. I don't remember the name of the person. Oops. And here we go. I get to get my fingers dirty again. But yeah, somebody posted on Instagram, I believe it was. They had posted on Instagram a picture of them green stuffing their Hero Forge Mini. They added some spikes and some other stuff like that. And of course, the artists at Hero Forge were like, "That's an awesome idea. We hadn't thought about doing something like that." So they loved it. All right. Let's see. So I'm shaking up this Blick matte acrylic, deep or dark blue light. We're gonna try and use this to put on the lining on her hat. One drop of paint. We're gonna go one drop of water with this. Might still be even a little bit thick. Let's add another drop of water. Selena, it's going to be an interesting episode of Gilmore's Glorious Gossip tonight. Damn, I really want to show off the two-headed dragonborn I'm working on. You know what? That's a That's a good thought. That's not a bad thought. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting episode of Gilmore's Glorious Gossip tonight because I get to gloat. Nah, 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 nah. I was right. I was right. Vax went paladin. Nah, 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 nah. Nice. Nice. Right, so there's the blue striping on her hat done. All right, so we'll go ahead and use, let's see, super dark. That was the super dark. Yep, we're gonna use this one that I just used for her hat as our first highlight color. And with this, I'm basically going to be dry brushing it on. This is going to be super subtle to start off with. It's very, very gently lightening that area though. Yeah, so far I've applied it to her chest and to this little panel, and I've started applying on this panel. Yeah, I've definitely learned a thing or two about blending and mixing and stuff since I originally started. Uh, yes, Nerp, I did. I use Fantasy Grounds as my tabletop, as my virtual tabletop. And we get onto TeamSpeak, and then we stream it on twitch.tv/crittersdnd. So let me see if there's a built-in. Nope, that's not a built-in command. There we go. Um, so yeah, we're there every Thursday night. We're there every Thursday night at starting at 4 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. Ice's stream just ended. Well, that's no good. Did he say why it ended? Oh no. Oh no. Hold on, guys. I'm going to... I'll be right back. Alright, so let's see here. Continuing to highlight this section of the coat. It's going to be super bright up top there, and then it's going to be bright again right here. Probably should have waited to paint that white, because I'm going to be super sloppy right now. Go back through and repaint that white later. Then we're going to get a bit of a highlight there. Get a highlight here. So this is the hard part right here. Um, let me finish that thought real quick. So the hard part right here is having the patience to just let things develop as they will. Um, okay, now format for playing online games. If you are planning on DMing, you really want to have a good tabletop system, good virtual tabletop. And it helps if your players have webcams. Not necessary. I mean, we play ours without webcams right now on TeamSpeak. So none of us have webcams, but or I'm sorry, not none of us have them. None of us use them. But it really does help from a player standpoint and an engagement standpoint to see how your players are interacting with the story and stuff like that, if they do have them. So that is one bonus. As a GM though, or DM, you really need to plan and have maps built ahead of time. I tend to do a lot of theater of the mind and let my players just role play things out as much as they need to. Um, but I mean, it's a good format. If you are used to playing around the table with everybody, though, it does take some getting used to. I mean, that would work. I just don't have Dwarven Forge. I don't have any Dwarven Forge stuff. Um, it has been cost prohibitive for me. For Fantasy Grounds, there is a cost, but since I am the DM, I took the plunge and spent the $150 to get the ultimate license so that my players would not have to pay the $40 license fee to play in a game with me. So they get to run with the demo software. But it really is an excellent product. I mean, I did buy my player's handbook, monster manual, and DMG as well for Fantasy Grounds. I've bought a couple of other products for it. And those make it really nice because then it's all just drag and drop at that point. I mean, you'll get there. It just takes time. Time and practice. It's like anything else. I'm fortunate in that I had a lot of improv theatrical background. So the majority of my game that I run on Thursday nights um, is improv. Thank you very much, kiddo. Yep, I'm on 100 Twitch followers. I'm very, very close to 500 Twitter followers. Let me go out and double check my Twitter numbers. I am at 492 Twitter followers, so I still need 8 to hit that 500 mark so I can do a mini giveaway. I would love to paint a mini for you and send it to you, but I need 500 people. But thank you very much, kiddo. Thank you very much, you guys. It's because of you that I have 100 Twitter followers, or Twitch followers. Blah, my brain is... And yeah, Selena, that's a very good point. Nothing is going to be perfect, no matter how much you want it to be. Um, yeah, nothing is going to be perfect, no matter how much you want it to be. So you have to just accept that and go with the flow. Okay. I think we're going to call that good for the first round of highlights. I think we're going to call that good for the first round of highlights on her coat. Come on. I think I'll go, even though this is pretty much in shadow, I think I'm going to go ahead and do one layer here on the bottom, or on the middle. And I'm trying to stay away from the deepest shadow area, basically just getting right up next to it and leaving that super dark paint there to do its work. Gives me an automatic shadow without really having to do anything. My players that didn't like sitting for 3 to 4 hour games or in other words, weren't interested in playing D&D. Problem with playing with friends. So I started playing as a player to learn from their side of the table and see what to improve on when I go back to DMing. Preparation is key as per always. Yeah, I mean, it's smart. I was blessed when I started playing D&D and role-playing games in general that I always had really good storytellers. The first storyteller that I actually had was my friend Andrew in college. Um, and we started off with Vampire the Masquerade. Interesting game to run, and it's not one that I think I would run well. Although, after having played Curse of Strahd, I might be able to play it better than I think I could, or run it better than I think I could. Um, and then the next DM that I had was my friend Adam Crockett, who I was in the military with, and he ran primarily improv games, and some of the stuff that he did with his improv was just insane. And yeah, Mercer does definitely spoil you if Critical Role is your first D&D experience. He is an amazing DM. His descriptions and everything are insane. Oops, let's go ahead and reshake this because I haven't used it in a while. Well, and DMing for Adventurers League is a good way to get experience because the stories are so on the rails. They help you develop ways to make things more um, not so on the rails. They help you allow your players to actually play the game. Now, Harmony, little CosmicCandi there, she knows when I'm reading out of the module, And she knows when I'm making crap up. But there have been plenty of times where I've been able to let my players just explore the module and do whatever the hell it is that they want to do, and we go with it. Well, I mean that's a good start. And the best thing that you can do, Nerp, is just let things develop slowly. You know, and let your players play in your world. One of the pitfalls that I fell into when I first started DMing again after years of not having DM'd was that I was trying to railroad my characters into my story. And it wasn't really until I let go of my story that everybody started having a lot of fun. I prefer homebrew personally. There's not a lot of time for in-depth roleplay or exposition during League, and I feel constrained to stick to the module fairly tightly. Luckily, the next one I'm running has a huge roleplay scene right at the beginning, so that'll be interesting to see how the players deal with it. What module are you running, Selena? Oh, the Malady of Elven Tree. Yes, 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 yes. Um, I ran that session as a DM, and yeah, there is a lot of really good role playing that happens there in the beginning of that one. Aw, Nerp, that means a lot to me. Thank you very much. Yeah, Melody of Elventree was a lot of fun, though. A lot of fun. That was actually one of the last modules that I ran for the primary group at my Adventurers League. And then I took on a bunch of newbies, which included Harmony. Yeah, there are a lot of NPCs in that opening thing. All right, so I'm not super happy with that right there. So what I think I'm gonna do, what I think I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take one of my brushes here and just load it up with a little bit of water. I'm just gonna brush over that a little bit and see if I can feather out these edges some. there we go. Much better. Much better. World building is a lot of work, but it is a lot of fun, especially once you get a good idea. Come on, focus. There we go. Yeah, that looks a lot better. I like that blend a lot more. I'm gonna do that same thing up top on her shoulders there. Okay, so one thing I do like about these black paints is that they are fairly water soluble. So they do make layering and blending super easy. Oops. That looks a lot better. A lot happier with that. Okay. Don't think I'm really going to do a whole lot. Not going to worry about that a whole lot on her chest. Not going to worry about that too much on the folds of her coat either. I think we're going to call that good there. One thing I do need to do, let's see here. We need to get this gem. And I'm probably going to be ending the stream here pretty quick, you guys. Maybe like another 20 minutes or so. And then I will, I'll go ahead and finish up Tal'iri off screen, but... Alright, so let's see here. We definitely need to take this blue here. And we need to go over these gems. The darkest part of the gem is going to be on the bottom. Yeah, what I really need to do, I need to get a gloss varnish. Brush on that gloss varnish over these gems. That'll really help them stand out and pop. Yeah, I'm really happy compared to side-by-side comparison. I think this new mini is going to look a lot better. I've progressed a long ways as a painter in just 6 months. Oops. Sorry, guys. Got my knuckle right there on screen. I have a lot of Dwergar and more than average genies, including a Shenron-esque summoned by magic orbs. Yeah, I mean, well, I don't know, Selena. I don't know if it's the fact that it's taking the paint better or just that I've learned so much better how to control my paint. All right. Can somebody type exclamation songs space skip for me, please? Oh, I may have it set to moderators only. It says that it's been skipped, but it's not skipping. And it may be a little bit of both. Gotta get them chores done. Them chores do. Yeah, I've learned a lot with each new mini that I've painted. Okay, why didn't you skip? No, kiddo, I forgot to bring Revlo in, and it's a little bit late now because I'm going to be ending in about 10, 15 minutes here, so... Skip that one. I'll manually skip it. um, the... If you go to YouTube and do a search for Desert Winds Critters D&D, just the way it is on the Twitch channel, you'll find us, and it starts at episode 20. But episode 20 is a good jumping off point because it was a recap because I had just brought in some new players. Gems are hard, you guys. Oh, and kiddo, I just got a message back from Ladybug Lauren, and she wants me to tell you thank you for letting me know, and to give you big hugs for me or for her. So she said that it meant a lot to her that you told me, and that I reached out to her and said, "Hey, my sincerest condolences. If you need anything, just give me a holler." Okay, so I'm digging this. I'm not sure how well you guys can see this. Come on. Focus. I'm digging that. Digging, digging, digging that. All right. Now, what is going to be the quickest thing that I can do? I still need to highlight her pants, and for that, I'm going to use my Vallejo model color black gray, 70.862 black gray, and that's going to be 1 drop of paint, 4 drops of water. Let's go ahead and get the black put back as well. Black, you can go back where you are. Oh, I have a glossy black that I should try using for her gloves, but I hadn't thought about it until just now. Okay, black gray, 4 drops of water. We're going to highlight the folds of her pants here real quick, and then I think I'm going to call it good. But definitely be looking out for pictures on Twitter, because I'm probably going to be painting her tonight, also during the Gilmore's Glorious Gossip podcast. This song reminds me a lot of Orbital. I don't think that it is Orbital. Well, I mean, it's almost certainly not Orbital because this is all royalty-free music for use on streams. Um, that is going to be on YouTube tonight. Do a search for, on YouTube, do a search for this username. And then, or you can also follow. Yeah, you can follow Gilmore Gossip on Twitter. Also, he'll post the link when we go live. But it's going to be a streaming broadcast. Got too much paint there. We're there every Saturday at 9 p.m. Central Time. All right, final highlight. I'm gonna go Luftwaffe uniform gray. And this is going to be 1 drop of paint to 4 drops of water. Four-ish drops of water. I think that was actually 5, but that's okay. Just means the layer is a little bit more thin. Which, when you're blending colors down, not a bad thing. Oops. And I've wiped all of that off of my brush. Now we're just going to pull in. A little bit of that there. And we're just layering that up. We'll gradually build the color there, but even just that one layer has already pulled out the folds in her pants and such. And that's the way you highlight. That's the way you highlight black. We'll do that same thing on the tops of her boots. do some highlighting on this black on her arm there. Got the top of her knuckles. Come on, focus. There we go. Got the top of her knuckles. Got a little bit on that highlight right there. That highlighted. Highlight that belt. Highlight that piece of that belt. Highlight there. Highlight there. Little tiny piece right there. All right, guys. With that, I think we are going to call it good for the day. We're almost 6 hours in, and made a lot of really good progress today. So I'm definitely going to be doing some more painting on her, and I will be posting pictures to Twitter once I get her done. I need to work on her blade. That's going to be non-metallic metal, which I'm still really shaky on, so I'm going to have to watch a video before I do that. But I want to thank you very much for joining me here. You're very welcome, Selena. Thanks for joining me, you guys. I appreciate it. Appreciate the follows. Appreciate the company more than anything, more than you guys know. It keeps me sane while I'm painting these things. But you know what? Actually, I will be back tomorrow, more than likely, same time, starting at noon Eastern, 9 a.m. Pacific, and maybe we'll finish up Tal'iri then tomorrow, because I like painting these on stream as much as possible, so you guys get the tips and tricks if you're ever going to paint your own. But for now, CosmicCandi signing off, and until next time, may all your hits be crits.